All right, guys. Hey, it's back. We're back the next day. Actually, I think it's been 2 days. So what we've done, we've got the axle out. Trailer's still hanging by the seat from the ceiling. I got a bunch of loot. The heater's running. Brand new air compressor's torn apart. Here's all the bits from that. Basically, what happened on this is there's an open bearing with a seal behind it, and then the seal fell off, fell down in the motor, and then the oil just started churning out the end. So that was one thing I wanted to grab on my way into town. We got those painted that color. You can actually see that there's wear from the bend axle. So it took me a long time to get all the stuff I got yesterday. Here's some other stuff we made. These are the mounting plates for the axle. So what'll be, we'll have one welded on the axle and then the one that's clamped over the spring. So we'll probably gusset that in, but back there I got a cut 50. I got that fixed up and needed the air pressure regulator looked into. So what I did is I simply zip tied the old one wide open and just added another one from Harbor Freight from an air regulator I had laying around from Harbor Freight from a time previous. I think it was the day I bought this, actually. I got that too. So there's a heater. Wow, that's nice. Pretty cool. It's pretty warm in here now. So yesterday, so the last video we got the axle took down, and then after the video I got the everything torn down. There's the old axle shaft, and then there's a box of stuff still in the truck. So the axle stubs are 6 or 8 inches long. They're another inch or two beyond the end of the, inside oil seal or the back of the hub there when the hub's on. So we got those. I had a piece of hose I slipped over just to protect them while they're rattling around. So we got that outside. We got that off. Got the bits of pipe ground off. We got the plates made. We got the wheels cleaned out. I painted one side of the hubs too, so that's good. And one of those hubs is a stud hub, and the other is a lug bolt hub. And fun fact, they're not hub centric. They're lug centric. So the lug bolt one's gonna be horrible pain in the rear end to put back together. Because you have to orient the tire correctly and then also hold it up and then get your first couple bolts started. So that'll be a pain. I mean, luckily they're not heavy, and with new bearings it should last a long time. So I did get the hubs off, got the hubs stripped down. So what happened is one of the bearings was actually stuck on the axle shaft, so that got ruined on the way off. So we're going to end up with probably a couple new bearings, definitely new seals. And one of the hubs was USA and the other's probably China, unmarked, also very rusted. So this trailer must have been around the block a time or two. It really must have. So yesterday we got the compressor stripped down, ready to go I want to get new bearings and seals for it. I really want this compressor to last a long time. And I made my way over to Harbor Freight. I picked up some Loctite, so we're going to Loctite the new seal in. That'll be good. So hopefully we'll have an update where we go and take a look at that. So a little later, I'm trying to make a little bit of continuity, and maybe we'll have a video every day. If at this rate, so I got a lot of goodies. I got all this stuff. I got 2 packs of zip ties, some duct tape, a whole sleeve of stick tack electrical tape, and some snow came overnight. So I'm kind of excited. Cold but excited. So that's our game for today. Oh, one more thing. I went all over town. I finally found this. I found this at a running store. And it was in the aisle by the Gardner Bender stuff, which is generally house electrical, commercial wiring, that kind of stuff. But generally, Gardner Bender does have heat shrink, and if you're in a hardware store that has a good selection of Gardner Bender stuff, they'll have some Gardner Bender heat shrink. So, but I found this in the section. Marine heat shrink tubing, and it's got heat activated adhesive lining. Impervious sealed to saltwater, oils, acids, sunlight, as well as providing strain relief with a 3-to-1 shrink ratio. So this is actually probably fairly high quality stuff. So if you're into runnings, this should be by the Gardner Bender and all the house wiring stuff. So that's very good. So the first stop was Harbor Freight. I got all new wires. And this is for a 25-foot trailer with a 4-way pin. I ought to have lots of leftover wire, which is good. I'm planning to run grounds. See, what they did here is they have all these sketchy grounds. I think that's duct tape or electrical tape. And then on the back side, there's a nice pinch that I saw. So it could be the side is out because the hitch pinched it. So we're going to take care of all that stuff. So the oval lights are Harbor Freight. All those round ones are Harbor Freight. I think these were under $10, and these were $7 each. And then this was $13, $14. And then I had to go to auto store. This is the license light I've got on my Tacoma. I just put it on. I have no opinion on it. I don't think it's even LED. I can't see the pigtail, but I'm pretty sure it's only a single wire one. Well, we might just... So anyway. So that was it. So this is the last piece here. So let's talk about that. I called everywhere. So my license plate is on the salt shield up there. I don't know why it's lit up like that, but it's up there on the salt shield, and I think that's a really good spot. Here, let's go over here. You can see all the marks where the guys hit it with their skis, and I have a feeling they're pretty rough. I mean, if you're out on the trail and you're tired and you're all jacked up on adrenaline from, this guy was pretty far up north by the Adirondack State Park. Pretty close, within a half an hour, so I'd assume they rode up there. If not, I've heard that it's pretty crazy up there. So this has got new decking. And, so anyway, got 2 different lights. That one fell out, so having new lights and rubbers, and these LED ones aren't the greatest thing in the world for snow, because they probably won't melt much snow off, but they're nice and thin. They're flat. So that's a good thing. And then we end up with all new rubbers. Oh, here's one of the sketchy grounds. We'll get rid of those. We'll run all new grounds. I wish I had a watertight junction box somewhere up here, but we're gonna run them up, and then we'll probably just layer on a shrink tube and get them glue sealed. Worst case scenario, we'll end up cutting it back and redoing it. I think I can handle it. I think, well, for one, a lot of this wiring's pretty thin. Also, if need be, we'll make a junction and then come up, make another junction. But it'll all be sealed watertight, and it'll be up here somewhere where it's actually accessible. That way, if you're in a bind, no one in the world wants to be laying under a snowmobile trailer. So, trailers in New York State, they want to see a license light. They want to see at least one license light on anything. I had a camper trailer. I got away with having one light out. I got away with having one of the license lights out on my 4Runner, but I fixed that since. So we need at least one license light, and we'll be able to tuck it up underneath. There's a nice little 2-inch wide, what's it called? Like a fold. Or we could just go beside. We could go above or beside, and then throw a light on there. But what I needed to know is, I've never seen one mounted on the salt spray shield like that, so I actually asked around a good bit, and what I found out is, I called a snowmobile trailer place, and the guy said that they actually will have the plate mounted on the first bar. So that's not the greatest place in the world to have it. So I've been considering, but I'm gonna get right into this, and then I think we'll come back later on and talk a little bit about the plate mounting and so forth. Well, what we could do right now is do a little bit of an experiment and see how much room we actually have. I believe that would be very interesting. I have some nice straight pieces here. I might also take these and bolt it onto the salt shield just to keep that. It's got plenty of folds. Alright, so let's take this and kind of get an idea of how much space we have. So that's the space we have. We could actually we could just attach it to the back of the brace here, or whatever. The only thing is, if it gets covered in salt and snow, then what? That's a problem. I mean, if we're over here, you could just reach under the trailer and wipe the snow off if the cop had to pull you over and see your that looks a little bit skinny. I might have to. I was thinking about that yesterday. We should pull these bolts out and put new bolts in. The other end is, oh, that's got a poly spacer. So anyway, here would be pretty nice to put a plate. It'll get sprayed. Yeah, and if you run over, say you go through a patch of goldenrods or somewhere trying to pull off the road to do anything, you're liable to bend your plate. Now we can make us around with this, but I'm not sure. Yeah. The other thing too is you have your axle across here. So if there's like a small tree or whatever, it'll kind of get dragged down by that. So yeah, I honestly don't know what I want to do. I think I'll probably put it up top. The only downside is, there's two downsides to having it up there. You're probably not going to secure the plate with a snowmobile on it, unless you had a big piece of tarp covering both sleds, or maybe a really baggy sled cover. The other thing is, what if you had a pack of plywood on here, or some sheetrock or something, and then you can't see the plate. I don't think that's a big issue. Probably if you got pulled over, the cop would just want to take a peek at the number and make sure it's legal and all that. So, I don't know all this stuff, so I guess I'll slap it up there probably. It's already mounted anyway. And then we'll have to get some, we have to get a piece of pipe maybe. I have some corrugated conduit. we would take some. I have some. What are they called? Those little band things that you can run your conduit through. Maybe put one here and here and here. I might put the light here. I could even use these pieces. Just run it inside and put a bolt in above and below. Yeah, so the only thing is, if I had to pull the salt shield off for any reason, say I was hauling I don't know what I'd be hauling. Maybe a 10-foot sheet of sheetrock or some roofing metal, or yeah, you could feasibly just, you can't put a lot of weight on the saw shield, but if you had a sawhorse or a short sawhorse, or yeah, you could feasibly build some sort of a prop and screw it to the deck, or have a short sawhorse and maybe strap it to the bars. So I'm not a builder. I don't haul long stuff, but if I had to haul a log or something, I'm not sure. So as far as I know, it should work. The idea is to use this for utility, as a utility trailer and a sled trailer in the wintertime. Probably haul out ATVs and lawnmowers and things with it. Let's take a step back and look at my life. Snowmobile, lawnmower, ATV. So yes. And if there's anything beyond that, maybe some Land Cruiser axles or a 3.4 V6. All right, I'm going to stop jabbering and get straight to work.